The storm raged outside, rain lashing against the windows, a perfect soundtrack for late-night online shopping. But Maria wasn't buying shoes or clothes. No, her eyes, puffy from lack of sleep, were glued to an art auction site. There it was, the weeping, laughing woman, a rare 19th century masterpiece. And the price, it was almost too good to be true. Without a second thought, her finger hovered over the screen. A rare 19th century painting ... at this price. She whispered to the empty room. Click, the deal was done. Little did she know she had just invited a nightmare into her home. The next day, a large wooden crate arrived. A painting for Maria Ahmed, the delivery man asked. Yes, that's right, she replied, barely containing her excitement. As she pried open the box, the painting was revealed. A pale woman in a white dress stared back at her, her eyes shedding painted tears, while her mouth was stretched into a bizarre, unsettling smile. Wonderful ... Maria breathed, completely captivated. She hung it on the wall, directly opposite her bed, the perfect spot to admire her new acquisition. She stepped back, satisfied. That night, her satisfaction would curdle into pure terror. At precisely 3:17 a.m., a faint sound pulled Maria from her sleep. It was a soft, mournful crying. Who is that? She whispered into the darkness. She fumbled for the bedside lamp. Click, the light flooded the room, and the crying stopped. Her eyes darted to the painting. It looked exactly as it had before, just paint on canvas. Shaking her head, she turned off the light and tried to go back to sleep. But moments later, the sound returned, only this time it wasn't just crying. It was a chilling mix of sobs and hysterical, manic laughter. Maria shot up in bed, her heart pounding in her chest. Who's there? She screamed. She slammed the light on again. Silence. Absolute, deafening silence. But as her terrified gaze fell upon the painting, she could have sworn the woman's painted smile was just a little bit wider. The next morning, sleep-deprived and on edge, Maria's hand trembled as she sipped her coffee. She had to know more. Pulling out her phone, she searched for the painting's history. The weeping, laughing woman ... painted in 1847. Artist unknown ... The information was scarce, until her eyes landed on one terrifying line. Her voice cracked as she read it aloud. Linked to a series of mysterious deaths. What is this nonsense? She slammed her phone down, trying to dismiss it. Just superstitions, she muttered, walking back into the bedroom to confront the source of her fear. She stood before the painting, trying to convince herself it was just an object, but as she stared, she felt it. The eyes of the weeping, laughing woman seemed to follow her every move, their painted gaze boring into her very soul. That night, sleep offered no escape. As Maria drifted off, her mind plunged into a terrifying dream. She was walking down an endless, dark corridor. The sound of footsteps echoed behind her, matching her pace. She spun around. Nothing. No one was there. Panic set in, and she started to run, her own footsteps a frantic drumbeat in the oppressive silence. But the corridor seemed to shrink around her, the walls closing in, suffocating her. This was no longer just a painting on a wall, it was a doorway, and something had crossed over into her world. The woman in the painting wasn't just weeping and laughing anymore, she was waiting.